What's up, everybody? Don't mind that. I have my MIDI keyboard set up for some stuff here. How you guys doing today? Yeah, it's been a hot second, and I hope everybody's doing well. I think today is first day of school for a lot of people, so enjoy the break from the kiddos, and hopefully everybody has a good first day. I've been watching a little bit more of some podcasts recently. One was Cooper stuff. It's been a while since I've gotten into Skillet and those kind of bands, but I've been listening to a couple recently. The ones he was talking about the Christian music industry, and he had the guest on from Zoe Girl, and listening to them talk about the the Christian music industry as it is now. I still remember like years ago when I was little, living with my parents, and I wanted to buy CDs from these different artists. My parents were like, let's see what they say in their words. And then my mom, she was a stickler for it. So even back in the day, I was into like rock and metal and stuff like that. And my mom would always ask, what are they talking about? What are they singing about? Uh, does it glorify God, or is it just music? Because you're picking these guys up at a Christian music store, and just seeing how many people have stepped away from their faith, have stepped away from just so much of what they believed. It's been kind of sad. It's been a little bit rough because a lot of people I looked up to, a lot of people I wanted to model music and stuff I did after. Um, a lot of them have stepped away, but that's between them and God. But it's crazy because the stuff we're seeing now, like John's saying, it started 10, 20 years ago. And I'm thankful because I had people like my parents watching out for me. They they didn't want me to idolize people or idolize uh, a group of people and just be blind to the realities that sometimes there's more at play. As a kid, you don't think about, you know, the cost of being with a record label, the cost of making a music video, the cost of being on the radio. And I have been able to do two of those three things, thankfully, uh, making my own record label. And it will cost you your soul if you sign with the wrong people. Um, you will be told uh, how you should act, what you should wear, what it is you need to do, how you need to respond, how often you need to do this, what you will and won't say. And not everyone's like that. Really, not everyone's like that. There's some really good people. There's some good labels, and there's some good actors out there. There's really good people out there. But whenever there's a lot of money on the line, you really do get to see what people are like. Um, with my music, a lot of people, because I try to follow Jesus. I try to be a Christian. I try my best to make sure I'm doing what's right in His eyes, and in all of that, there is there is something to giving up yourself, giving up. your dreams and what it is you think is best in order to become who it is God's actually made you to be. Um, I'm not a preacher right now by any means, um, but that's just one of the basic tenets when it comes to my music, stuff like that. Um, I I tend to write not from the perspective of making worship song or something that you sing in church. I don't I don't try to write songs just to be like, "Oh, I'm the rebellious uh Christian musician that talks about X, Y, and Z." Because if you listen, none of my stuff is really that provocative. Um, for those that know my SoundCloud that was up for a while, I think the most provocative song I had up was a song just talking about heroin, talking about how uh, it it will honestly wreck your life. It comes in, it looks like the hero coming in to save the day, and instead it kills you. Um, going back again to EMT days, but there there's something about the current day. John was mentioning that there was uh, a comment on his podcast that a comment in reply to somebody that being real in music meant using expletives, meant expressing and bearing your soul and all that. That's not that's not really accurate. Um, I grew up in a family where we didn't curse, we didn't, we were good Christian kids. Um, take that for what you will. Absolutely needed help growing up. Um, it was good times, but we didn't really cuss. We didn't drink. We didn't do any of that. Um, I think the only drugs I've ever done in my life have been uh, medication when I was sick and coffee, because caffeine. Also, pardon if you can hear that water above me. That is my upstairs apartment neighbors. Um, we grew up doing, not very crazy things. Grew up kind of sheltered, and even with all that, there was still a need to feel like I needed to express myself, needed to do these different things. But I have an older sister, and I have my parents who they taught me, even when you need to express yourself, there are appropriate ways, there are appropriate times. Um, I don't think there's a single business where if you're working as a social media ambassador, let's just say, and uh, we'll just be fictitious. You are Taco Bell's social media ambassador, and you get to post on behalf of Taco Bell each and every day. Taco Bell would not appreciate you dropping a ton of expletives or even one expletive uh, on your post that is officially sponsored by them in a way that causes confusion, because when you think Taco Bell, you're not thinking, oh, this is the place where it's kind of rough and you know, it's a family place. At least it's supposed to be. You'll hear coworkers and stuff in the back dropping, you know, cuss words and all that sort of stuff. That's part of the restaurant culture, unfortunately. But like there's a professionalism that comes with being an ambassador, with the faith aspect in the Christian music industry, it is very unprofessional to be an ambassador of God, ambassador of Christ, and be out there cursing. Because when people think Christian, they shouldn't be thinking it's the group that says, avoid corrupt communication, don't let it come out of your mouth. But in my song, I'm going to be real, so I'm going to drop an F bomb. No, that's not how that works. Like it it causes so much confusion, and the Bible says God's not the author of confusion but of peace. So it it just kind of makes my heart a little bit sad. And I'm sorry I've spent a bunch of time talking about this, but this is definitely on my mind. Um, there is there is a really really sad state where just people in the church are hurting and they don't know God as the healer that he is. And so they try to make a version of him that they like better. And that's something that unfortunately it's not cool. That's not who he is. If you want to know God, then you need to know him for him. If you want to find out more about him, find out what he can do for you with you, then you got to get to know him. Uh, yeah, just my early thoughts for the video. Um, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging. Uh, I am currently working on a new song. I have some surprises with this one. Um, I'm actually really, really excited about this. It's a good song. Um, lots of lots of work's going into it, but the sticking point for me for this one has been the lyrics. So I'm trying to be concise in my songs, trying to, as much as possible, not write, 5, 6 minute songs again. Because even though they're fun, they can sometimes meander a bit. Um, you know, part of being a songwriter is, at least nowadays, you have to get in, say what you want to say, get out, and do enough that people want more. Or if you're just writing for the art's sake, then none of that really applies. Um, but when you're trying to gain traction, um, when you're trying to reach people, then you have to get to the point. And with these words, there's a lot of fluff that can be in a song. And that's what I'm running into with this is there is a lot of fluff in about 4 sentences worth of lyrics. And so, easily the solution is, oh, cut out the fluff and make it sound better, make it shorter. And yeah, that's why I enjoy writing, is because it teaches you wordplay, it teaches you rhythm, it teaches you rhyme. But yeah, that's what I'm up to today. That, working on some music. That's why you can hear that piano in the background. Playing around with some Fruity Loops. I actually am running some Fruity Loops into some Audacity. and it's been kind of a productive morning. I am currently just writing down some words and some stuff for later. But yeah, this is also welcome to my studio. It's a little bit messy at the moment. We just got a printer for some stuff, um, some paperwork, and that is my old computer that I used to use for all my song recording and social media stuff. You can see some of the some of the kiddos right here, and yeah, I'm excited, guys. This year, really kicking off the business aspect of Blood Wolf Records. We are looking at getting merch ready to go. Um, Thankfully, it will be a whole lot cheaper. It appears, um, Lord willing, it's going to be a lot cheaper to get stuff. I've found where I can pick up hoodies for relatively cheap, shirts for relatively cheap, and then we can do the printing and stuff, or I can find somebody to do it for much better price. So my goal is to take the shirts that cost like $16 a shirt, bring them down to more like $8 to $10 final price. So that'll be great because then it means you can get two for what you used to be able to get one for. Also, I don't know if any of you guys are in the Raleigh area. My friend Matt over at Heavenly Divine Cupcake, they just got a signature blend of coffee. That's what I have in this guy. It is a breakfast blend. Pardon my speech. It is a breakfast blend, and it is so stinking good. It is so good. It's so rich, and so you put in just a little bit of creamer. I generally put ice in my coffee. I'm an iced coffee guy, and it is great. So that's probably one of the things I've done the most is just you sip coffee, you write, or you sip coffee and you're composing and getting stuff together. And it's really good. It keeps you awake. Going back on that on the one topic though about the music industry stuff. It's crazy because I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of YouTubers, people like the Punk Rock MBA with Phil McKenty. Um, I watch Nick Knock from time to time, watching a little bit more of like John Cooper from Skillet, stuff like that. And it's crazy just in the past 10, 20 years how much the independent artist has grown. Like even 10 years ago, it seemed like you had to be in a band or you had to be really good solo artist in order to be pushed out. That's what it looked like. And now with TikTok, with YouTube, with Insta, with all these different things, people are posting clips that absolutely blow away um, what was even there 10 years ago. And they're doing it solo or with a little bit of help. But the process also feels a little bit more blatantly edited. Like it's cool. Somebody will be took for them to get the correct playthrough. Drummers, guitarists, pianists, watching them play and see the mistakes, see what gets cut, seeing how long it takes. Because you're scrolling on your phone, you're just like, all right, I'm going through 4 or 5 videos of people playing perfectly. You're like, man, I gotta practice. I gotta do this. I gotta do this because I'm not there. I can't do that. But then when you see the behind the scenes and you see, oh my goodness, this took them an hour and a half. This took 40 takes. This took 15 takes. Then you start to realize, oh my goodness, they're still people. Even the best musicians among us, they're still people. They still make mistakes from time to time, but definitely less. They practice and they practice and they definitely practice enough to play well. They are amazing. I was just watching a video of Joe Satriani playing guitar, and good night. That guy, he still inspires me. Um, Joe Satriani, watching him play, listening to his phrasing and his ear, that's so good. Um, when I listen to it, it's almost like getting carried away, you know? It's like you're sitting on a cloud and you're flying over everything and you get to look down and see glimpses of different parts of his imagination and things like that. That's the best way I can describe it. Um, and I don't mean to knock the music from even 10 years ago. There's a lot of good stuff from back then. Uh, I write in a 90s style. The music I put out, it's generally like 90s, 2000s alternative because that's what I grew up with. That's what I love. Um, Even though some of it I didn't hear till later in life. I think I was 23 or 24 when I actually started listening to like My Chemical Romance or Breaking Benjamin, those kind of guys. Even Creed. I grew up on very, very little like rock music in that aspect. What I did grow up with was mainly in the church. And if you're if you go to church and you go more towards like a modern style church where they do modern music, you'll find the music is like 10 years behind the curve. Um, the stuff that's popular now in the Christian world was probably popular about 10 years ago in the non-Christian music industry. Why that is, I have no idea. Maybe innovation, maybe fear of change. It'd make a good video to dissect. I might have to do that. Writing myself a note about that. All right. I see there's a few people here. How you guys doing? I hope your day is going well. Thank you for joining me. We've been going for almost 30 minutes. We're doing okay. Writing down, trying to get these lyrics written down for this song. I'm excited. I have a couple people guesting on this one, and oh my goodness, it when I say it has absolutely changed the feel of the song to have these guys on. Oh my, it took it from a really rough demo to sounding almost radio ready. And there's still more stuff to do. Well, still more stuff I got to work on to get it prepped. I'm hoping it will go live maybe end of the week. Next week, we will see what happens. It's going to be good though. So, with with where I am living right now, we're doing a contest at our local music store. Shout out to Mets Music, really, really cool store. Eric and John and Josh, all you people, if you guys are watching, uh, guys, you guys have really, really upped that place. It is amazing. It feels great, and yeah, it's good. It's really, really good. Pardon me as I take care of this pop up. The store is really, really good. They are doing a giveaway for a guitar. It's a one of six. You have your choice of one of these six different guitars, and they're pretty expensive. Um, and I was thinking in my mind, stuff like that is super super cool to be able to uh, give away things like that. So I've been thinking about doing giveaways um, when we do certain things, when we hit a milestone or just randomly select a day and be like, hey, here's a list of subscribers, here's a list of people that have watched or however it happens, people that visit the page, um, and then just randomly like select people and do giveaways, stuff like that. Um, that may be a little bit further along in the works, but it's definitely something I'm looking at doing. Um, First things first is getting a website up. That's part of what is coming in. Getting a website up, getting the merch situation figured out, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So it is. Yesterday, I think we hit 103, and today ain't no way it is that temperature right now. It says it's 87 outside and mostly cloudy. I don't think that's accurate because it is very, very warm. It is very, very warm. Oh, there it is. It is almost 90. Feels like 104. It is so humid outside. So, my plan, because I'm off the next few days, my plan was go to the park that is close by my house, play live music and stuff. The only issue is it is so humid the water would get all in the amps, get all in the equipment. So once it cools off again, you guys should start seeing a couple more live videos pop up. I probably won't be talking a whole lot, just because bringing a mic setup and all that out there, it's not nearly as fun. My phone camera does not pick up the excuse me the vocal audio nearly as well either. So it is hopefully going to pick up again as the temperatures go down as we get into fall. The shorts videos, more of them are going to be coming soon with the new song coming up, part of the new album, Perceptions. Perceptions Make Your Reality. That song should be going live end of this week or early next week, is my goal. Uh, so, yeah, guys, we've been going for almost 30 minutes. Probably going to call it. And yeah, thank you for coming and hanging. Just trying out some new setups, getting stuff ready, and yeah, it's gonna be a good end of year, guys. I know school's starting for people today, so definitely enjoy a break from the kids. Um, Kids hopefully are gonna have a good day. So to all you parents out there, I wish you well these next few weeks. Um, oh man, I remember being in high school and I was homeschooled. Yeah, oh man, I don't miss the high school days. I really really don't. Um, I do miss the cool teachers. Uh, I do miss the okay, I'm not gonna lie. Cafeteria was amazing. Um, the food was really, really good. Uh, I do miss that from time to time. I do miss the teachers. I don't miss the homework. I do not miss the homework. Uh, all right, guys, I'm rambling, but thank you all so much for coming and hanging today. Uh, we might go live again tomorrow with a little bit more recording because I have a bunch of work I've got to get done. So if I'm live tomorrow, probably going to be recording, talking with you guys, and yeah, I'll see you all then.